It's the Astros pregame presented by Toyota. Memorial Day baseball from Minute Maid Park in downtown Houston. Memorial Day marking the unofficial beginning of summer. And today, it's the boys of summer doing their thing. Two of the best in their respective leagues. It's the Cubs and the Astros. The fans paying tribute to those who have paid the ultimate price so we can be free to enjoy Major League Baseball, a cookout, whatever the case may be on this Memorial Day today. We got a lot to talk about coming up here on the pregame show. The injury bug has hit the Astros once again. We'll check in with Julia Morales with the latest on Aledmus Diaz and the latest roster move. We'll go down on the farm to Corpus Christi, the Hooks. Up to some shenanigans. We'll show you exactly what we are talking about on USS Lexington. Pay tribute on Memorial Day. Plus, a look back at this walk-off grand slam. Who is this guy? Carlos Marmol is in his book. We do it all right now on the Astros pregame, presented by Toyota. You're kind of sheepish when you crossed home plate there, Brian Bogasevic.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew I was getting a tub of Gatorade dumped on my head any minute.
Good point. He's Brian Bogasevic. I'm Kevin Eschenfelder. It is good to welcome you to the Astros pregame presented by Toyota. And a happy Memorial Day to you. And you know, there's those holidays during baseball season. They kind of mark a different, point in the season where you are. Memorial Day, 4th of July, September 1st, whatever the case may be, and this is certainly one of them.
Yeah, and this is an easy day to get up for the game for players. Memorial Day is a true baseball holiday. You're into the grind a little bit, but this is a special day for the country, special day for baseball.
And a special day for a young man who is making his major league debut today. Unfortunately, when that happens, it comes at the price of others because of an injury. Let's get more on that as we bring in Julia Morales. Julia, how you doing today?
I'm good. Yeah, good to see you guys. It is a special day for someone, but a tough day for another player, as you said. Aledmus Diaz, you remember just a week or so ago, he was dealing with a left hamstring issue that pulled him from a couple of games. He didn't take too long, so they didn't put him on the IL that time, but yesterday in there, he's been filling in for Jose Altuve, who's dealing with a left hamstring issue of his own. But he's been playing second base. Last night we saw him try to score from second, and as he reached for home plate, kind of reached for that hamstring as well. This is a re-injury. It's the same hamstring, but a different spot, he said, but it is a little more serious because it is the second in just a week or so. So they are going to immediately place him on the injured list, the 10-day. They hope it's not for too long, but this team cannot play short. There are a lot of guys that are beat up, too, that have been playing on the bench as well for the Astros. So Jack Mayfield, an infielder that's been with the Round Rock Express this year, is getting the call. A very exciting day for an OU alum, a guy who has spent 7 years in the minor leagues for the Astros. We've seen him come up with some huge hits in spring training, but a journeyman, if you will, with a guy, or he's a guy that just never really knew when his opportunity would come, especially being an infielder in this organization when you've got guys like Jose Altuve ahead of you. But here he is. He is in the lineup today, guys, too, batting sixth and playing second base, and nothing but smiles when he met with the media before the game.
Well, I got to the field yesterday, and I was scratched from the lineup, and Mickey called me in and said I had to take it easy today and then eventually head to the showers and go home to the hotel and get some rest so I can get here for today's game. So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, what is your first reaction to that?
So many mixed emotions, I mean, it's been a long road, and, I'm just very fortunate to be here, and can't thank the Astros enough to give me this opportunity, so I just got to make the most of it.
Who were your first phone calls, and how did those go?
My wife, FaceTime, and, it went great. She kind of cried a little bit and screamed, and then my parents after that, and, I'm just happy that they're all making their way right now, and so they'll be here for the game. Yeah, it's been a long road, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. Ups and downs, and but it finally paid off. I mean, I'm here, so it's amazing.
He got hugs from a lot of guys in that clubhouse as well as he made his way around, just trying to soak in the moment. And his wife, Jackie, and little boy are here already. We just spotted them in the family section. So it is a very exciting day for him. Not sure how long this stint will be, as Jose Altuve is trying to return as fast as he possibly can. He is currently on a rehab assignment, played yesterday for the Express, went 1 for 5. So the 5 at-bats for him were good. He made a couple of defensive plays. He did score from second as well. The reports are he felt okay, so they're going to need another full game from him. It could be a couple of days more, which would keep him out this series and have him rejoining the team on this upcoming road trip. So we'll see how it goes for Jose Altuve, but for sure a very exciting day for a certain Jack Mayfield, or Super Jack as we like to call him here at AT&T Sportsnet. Kevin?
Yeah, Julia, you got a chance to know him from Florida, as we all did, and you feel especially, you're always happy to see a guy get an opportunity, but I think it's a little even more of a warm feeling watching Jack Mayfield get his Major League debut today.
Yeah, to be honest, we always we shake their hands, we tell them congratulations. We know how big this moment is for him, but this is a guy you kind of want to just give a big hug, just because you know how many years, how much time he has put up. He is an undrafted player that wasn't a prospect by any means, not a guy that should have really ever been up here if you look at the odds of it. And for him to be here, to be playing well enough too to get this opportunity is so huge. Just right timing, right place, just a great day for him and his family.
Julia, thank you very much. Let's move on to our HEB leadoff spot. We're talking about Super Jack Mayfield. He got Super Jack. You watch our coverage of spring training baseball. He just raked during spring training, and now he is getting his opportunity. Born in Del Rio, Texas. He signed as an undrafted free agent. You can speak a little bit to that, just to how unlikely an undrafted free agent, guy that just comes in and just signs a professional contract, to ever make it to the big leagues.
Well, anybody who's spent a little bit of time around minor league baseball knows that there's not a whole lot of playing time allotted for an undrafted free agent. So Jack Mayfield had to prove himself from day one just to keep himself in the lineup and keep himself getting at bats from the beginning of rookie ball.
You're defying odds, because let's face it, this is a business, and there are people in the administration that have money invested in other guys. They would, quite frankly, rather see them succeed than you, because that's where they put their money, right? And so it makes it even more difficult for a guy like that.
Yeah, you're behind the eight ball from the beginning, because the first rounders, the second rounders, those are the guys that get the first opportunity, the second opportunity, the third opportunity. An undrafted free agent, he's going to be sitting on the bench. He's going to be fighting for playing time at the minor league level, which isn't the case with prospects. They get written into the lineup no matter what. So there's probably a lot of people in the organization very happy for Jack Mayfield.
Yep, Super Jack wearing number 9. He is in the 6 hole today for the Houston Astros. We'll set that lineup. Plenty more to come as we get you ready for Memorial Day baseball. Garrett Cole on the mound facing the Chicago Cubs. We'll talk about it coming up next.
Astros pregame on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Metro Rail. Take the train to the game.
Our Sonic Knights matchup, Cole Hamels goes against Garrett Cole in the pitching matchup. Cole Hamels, but they scored. That may be the best thing that can happen to a very good offense, is putting Cole Hamels on the mound, because it seems like they score about 9 runs every time. In fact, they average 8 runs per game when he starts.
Well, there's always one guy that gets all the runs and one guy that doesn't get any runs. So Cole Hamels is on the right end of that deal this year.
Cole Hamels 4-0 with that 3.38 ERA. Who's that little thing in the black and white?
She was on there for a second. That's my little girl.
There you go. All right. The Bogie, yeah, we'll get a complete. She'll get plenty of time to ham it up coming up here a little bit later on. All right, Garrett Cole's trying to bounce back. You know, he's faced the Chicago Cubs and had a lot of success in his career against the Cubs, but the guys from the South Side, he did not so much last time out. He really struggled against the White Sox in his last start.
A tough outing for Garrett Cole last time against the White Sox. You see him give up a couple of home runs, and he's kind of been bit by that home run bug this year. And then a couple of inherited runners scored after he left the game, but you know, one bad start after a string of very, very good starts, and the stuff is still there. So you just look for him to bounce back after a start like that. 6
earned runs in 5 innings against the Chicago White Sox. Gave up a couple of home runs as well, but he's been good against the Cubs. 9-3 with an ERA of 2.5. He makes his 15th start against the Chicago Cubs coming up in just a little while. Memorial Day baseball here on AT&T Sportsnet. It's the Astros and Chicago Cubs, first of a 3-game series. Back with more here on the pregame show presented by Toyota.
Astros pregame on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Kubota, driven by perfectionists, and by Xfinity, the future of awesome.
This is something near and dear to the heart of Josh Reddick. Last week, Josh hosted veterans from the Wounded Warrior Project for a meet and greet at Minute Maid Park. Visit marked the first of a monthly program conducted by Reddick and the Houston Astros Foundation for military members and their families. Josh Reddick in that leadoff spot today for the Houston Astros in the first of a 3-game series with the Cubs. Bregman and Brantley back him up. Then it is Yuli Gurriel at third base. A lot of the star power really to be watching this game from the dugout. It'd be Jack Mayfield, though, at second base. He bats 6th. Tyler White, Derek Fisher, and Jake Marisnick in the lineup. Not a ton. Chris Bryant's not in the lineup. We'll show you the Cubs a little bit later on. Correa with a bit of a mental day off today just to kind of recharge the batteries for the Astros.
Yeah, it's starting to get to that time of the season when guys are banged up a little bit. Guys need a breather once in a while, but this is why you build depth on a team. This is why you build depth within an organization, so that when you have these inevitable holes to fill or games where you have to piece together a lineup, you can do so in a way where AJ's still comfortable with this lineup that he's putting out.
Josh Reddick going against the left-hander today. Man, once upon a time, that was a huge problem. Matter of fact, he was about to play himself into a platoon situation a couple of years ago. Now he just absolutely rakes. He's got reverse splits.
Well, he's having a great season, no doubt. 325 average overall, but 438 against left-handed pitchers, a 486 on-base percentage. But here's what it is. He's got the lowest pull rate of his career this year. He's staying up the middle and he's going the other way. That'll help you as a hitter overall, but as a left-handed hitter, especially against left-handed pitchers, that helps you stay on the ball longer, that helps you cover the outside corner and leads to numbers like Josh Reddick is putting up.
To give people an idea, there she is. There they go. That is the Bogie family. You did good.
Thank you. They take after my wife.
Hey, just to give people an idea, because everybody goes, well, lefty, it's such a difficult thing to do, but right-handers bat against right-handed pitchers all the time. Isn't it just something that you've grown up, you don't see as many lefties, right?
You just, as a left-handed hitter, you face right-handed pitching way more than you face left-handed pitching in games and even in practice. Most of our coaches are batting practice throwers, guys that we take flips off of in the offseason. They're almost always right-handed. So it's just your swing develops naturally to hit right-handed pitching, and you have to make adjustments to hit left-handed pitching.
And for a lot of you see the ball longer if it's coming obviously from the opposite side. Also, breaking balls are coming into you rather than away from you.
Right, everything's working away from you, and especially now when almost every pitcher throws a cutter or some sort of variation of it, they establish the outside corner and then they try to walk you off further and further off the plate, so you've got to stay on longer than feels comfortable.
All right, stay with us. We've got much more to come when we come back on this Memorial Day. We'll show you what the Corpus Christi Hooks were up to on the USS Lexington. That's next. Well, over the weekend, the Corpus Christi Hooks changed their name to the Blue Ghosts to commemorate the USS Lexington, a World War II Navy aircraft carrier. Now, as part of the festivities, the team took batting practice aboard the Lexington. About 150 baseballs were hit into Corpus Christi Bay. Fans were invited to boat or kayak or whatever the case may be to get their souvenirs. So, cool. That is I'm telling you, Round Rock, awesome place to go. You're close to Austin, a lot of things to do, see minor league baseball. The Corpus Christi Hooks, they're at Whataburger Field, and the stuff that they do in that community, that is a really cool atmosphere there as well.
Yeah, one of the best places to play is minor league baseball. Certainly probably the best place to play Double-A baseball. Great connection to the community and just a great setting. The bridge, the water, great place to play.
By the way, that bridge is going to be they're renovating that bridge, so there'll be some changes with that coming up. Well, the Chicago Cubs come in here. They had split a 4-game series. They had a disappointing homestand. Split 4 with the Phillies, then lost 2 out of 3 to the Cincinnati Reds. Kyle Schwarber, a lot of left-handed influence in this lineup as well. Schwarber, Baez, and Rizzo, the top third of that order. Contreras, Aducci, and Almora is in center field. So this is a Cubs got off to a terrible start. Well, but they've been playing much better baseball here as of late.
They've been playing really well lately. I think they started the season 2-7, and everybody was wondering what's wrong with the Cubs. There's nothing wrong with the Cubs. Right. They have as deep a rotation as any team in the league. The lineup is dynamic. It's powerful. And this guy has turned himself into one of the best players in baseball.
Yeah, he really has. Javi Baez, man, he can, you name it, he can do it. He can pick it, he can hit. The guy comes in here hitting .317, and he's got pop too. 13 homers and 17 doubles.
Yeah, I saw Javi Baez in spring training in 2013 when I was with the Cubs, and he had just been drafted. He was a young guy going to A-ball. And the thing that stood out about him was the power, big-time power, over-the-scoreboard type power. Now, what got him to the big leagues was athleticism, versatility, that became his calling card, but the big-time power is there, and it's going to start showing up as he gets older.
Interesting to see how the Astros analytics play with the numbers that tell you right there, because he is a free swinger and he will be ready to let it fly. 51.1% first pitch swinging for Javi Baez.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know, especially Garrett Cole, who's very aggressive with the fastball. Do you want to challenge him right away and try to get a quick out, but you also don't want to get burned by giving him something to hit right away.
All right, stay with us. More to come here on the pregame show when we come back. I know Carlos Marmol shouldn't have challenged this guy. That ball deep. And
should have threw another slider.
Look at that.
Oh, it's cold.
Greg Lucas signing. Back coming up.
Astros pregame on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Houston Methodist, the official healthcare provider of the Houston Astros. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Astros and Cubs coming up. Where were you August 17th, 2011? Let's flash it back. Don't throw it. Oh, he did. Astros with 2 outs. The bases loaded. Down 3. Brian Bogasevic. A walk-off grand slam. You know, that was only the 27th time in Major League history that someone hit a grand slam, walk-off grand slam, down by 3 runs in a game.
I didn't know that before the fact. I found out after, and then Ryan Roberts did it about a week later.
It's happened 20. You were the 26. It's happened 27 times in Major League history. Toyota keys to the game. Brian, how do the Astros get it done here today?
The first key to the game is going to be keyhole, and that's the Astros hitters against Cole Hamels. He likes to pitch to soft contact, get him in the middle of the zone, pitches that you can drive. The second key would be go deep, not hitting home runs, but go deep in the roster. The Astros are plugging some holes right now, and they need contributions from some of the other guys.
Jack Mayfield's sitting in the dugout right now. What's going through his mind as he's just minutes away from making his Major League debut?
Probably a whole lot. He's probably thinking about games he played in Little League, coaches he's had throughout the years, guys he's played with, people who've helped him get here. But once he crosses the lines, time to flush that. It's just another baseball game.
All right, it's the Astros and Chicago Cubs, couple of teams that met many times in the National League. Today it's interleague baseball on this Memorial Day. Hope you're out and about enjoying your day with your family and a chance to take in some Houston Astros baseball. We're going to leave you with A.J. Hinch telling us everything you need to know about Jack Mayfield as well as Jose Altuve, the latest on his all-star second baseman.
He brings some enthusiasm. I mean, he's probably the happiest guy in the clubhouse today. I mean, really good story of being a journeyman and never thinking he's going to get an opportunity. And then last week I talked to him on the phone. He almost debuted in Boston. He was going to come up when Diaz first got hurt. Diaz wasn't going to go on the DL, so we had to call him with the news that it was a little bit of a teaser. He's not going to get called up. And for a guy who played his entire career, going through the minors, never really being a heralded prospect and just having to perform his way, it was very disappointing for him. And then a week later, he's back in the big leagues. So we called him yesterday, said, hey, this is for real. You're going to be in the lineup. You're going to bat 6th.
About Jose Altuve, how close is he to?
Altuve played last night, and we were really playing it by ear to see how long he was going to go in the game. He got his 5th at bat, played defense, made a couple plays, had scored from second, did some positive things on the field. We still don't know until after today what the next plan is for him. There is a chance that we leave him down there for a 3rd rehab game. But we don't know. I mean, he's doing okay. I think he said he feels better. His confidence has grown that he can play with a little more freedom, but we're going to need to see another full game out of him today in the first game of the doubleheader for us to feel comfortable to bring it back to this level.
Cubs, a team that you don't know too well, but you've got a pitcher that you've seen before in Cole Hamels. So what are their strengths and what are you up against today?
They're a good team. They do a lot. You know, I don't think these two lineups are necessarily lineups we envisioned when we walked into the Holiday game. You know, we felt like both teams were pretty loaded. Now everybody's a little bit beat up, but I think they're balanced. They have power. They are very active. They can do a lot of different things. Joe's gonna play some small ball, some they hit the ball at ballpark a little bit. They walk. They just do a lot of different things that make you defend 90 feet, which is something that's a staple of a Cubs team in recent years. Their pitching staff is very veteran driven on the front end in the rotation. Their bullpen, there's some walks in there and there's some zone control issues that they've had in their bullpen, but they're very matchup friendly. They have something for everybody, and that's what makes them tough to beat.